Hi everyone, happy weekend. It is Saturday and I have one last activity to show you guys before we move on to our next week. It is another activity where you are going to practice number recognition and matching numbers while also doing a fun coloring activity. So a few things that you will need. I drew a picture. You can also go with your parents online and you can search coloring pages and it'll give you whatever image you would like that's just blank, right? So you just want a blank coloring page so that you can put numbers in it to make a color by number picture. I didn't have a printer, so I drew my own. I used rulers and I used a pencil and I created shapes to make my very own train because letter T was last week. So T is for train. So you do need a picture, a blank coloring page picture. You're going to need some things to color with. I had to make do because I don't have much in my house. So I have some markers, I have some colored pencils. And then you're also going to make your own number cards. So I cut paper into smaller squares and I numbered them from 1 to 20. So I'll get down to 20 for you, to 20. I challenge you to do this yourself, preschoolers. Parents, they can help you, and that's really great, but this is a really great way for you to practice writing your numbers, is to create your own number cards. I also put a color for each number. You don't have to do that part. That's just a part of the game that you can choose to make that how you play, or you don't have to. But I made it so each number had a color to make it more like color by numbers. So those are your materials, and I will show you how to play. Okay, so here is how you play. So first I'm going to take my number cards and I'm going to shuffle them up a little bit. Shuffle them. So they're kind of out of order. That way when you're doing it, you're not going in order of your numbers. So it makes you have to think a little bit more about what number you're looking at, right? Because if you were going 1 through 20 in order, it's easier for you. So I'm going to make it a little tricky by shuffling them. And then I'm going to place them face down, which means the number's on the bottom, right? I'm going to place it face down and then start the game. So I will pick the first card, and it's the number, it's a 1 and a 2, which is the number 12. So I'm going to take my number card and I'm going to find the number 12 on my coloring page. And I see it right in that small little rectangle, a 1 and a 2, a 12. So I'm noticing that my 12 is a colored pencil purple. So I'm going to find that and then color in that part of the picture. And then voila, part of my picture is colored. The number 12 is purple. And then I'll do it again. Pick a card. I see a 1 and a 1 is the number 11. So I look on my coloring page and I see another 11 right up there, another rectangle. And I notice that the number 11 is a brown color. So I'm going to take that and color it. And again, brown. And we'll do it again. I found another number. That is the number 8. It's a green 8. I find 8 on my page, and there is the other part of the wheel. The 8 is that rectangle, and it's a green marker. So I'm going to take the green marker and color it. And then you just keep going. Number 10, I look on here, I find the number 10 is this big rectangle back there. It's a red colored pencil. So I take that and color it in. And there you go. Colored in the numbers. And you keep going until your entire paper is filled and colored in. That way you know you've done every number. And make sure you take another pile of the numbers that you've done already so that you know that you've gotten every single one. Like I said, you don't have to do the color part. You can color it whatever color you want, but you do need to make sure you're only coloring the number that you picked at that time. So again, this is the number 9. I look on here, I find the 9 is that little cloud, and it's a yellow. So I put this in my I'm all done pile, and I color in the number I just found. If you do the color part on the numbers, it's a really great way to do some color recognition too, so that you're matching colors as well as matching numbers. So that is part of the game, and I hope that you enjoy it. Okay, so that was the number matching color by number game. I hope that you get a chance to play it and you enjoy it. I have some other options to make it a little bit more challenging for you. One thing that you can do is that you can make it a game between 2 people or more, depending on how many decks of cards you want to make. You can race each other. So you and a sibling or you and a parent, or even on FaceTime when you're doing like talking to family through FaceTime, maybe you can get a family member to make their own cards and their own coloring page. And what you do is you kind of race each other. You each flip cards and you see who could finish your picture first, which is kind of fun. A little bit of a challenging race. The trick is that it's not who can color the picture fastest, it's who can recognize the number and color the picture. It's not a race on how quickly you can scribble and color on your page. That's a different kind of game. You can maybe do that another time. But the trick is that you need to be recognizing the number and matching it. That's the point of this game, is to make sure that you are recognizing the numbers and matching them. If you don't want to race against someone, you can race against yourself, which means you can time yourself. So you can have a timer going either on a phone, a tablet, one of the kitchen timers, and you can see how long it takes you to recognize the numbers and color in the page. Again, the point of the game is to match the numbers, not to see how quickly you can color. It's to see how quickly you can see the number, recognize it, and match it to the number on the paper. You can also play it with dice, like we did the other number game, instead of making the cards. I do challenge you to do this though, because it's a really great way to practice writing your numbers too. And I think that's all my ideas. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. It should be really nice out, so I hope you're getting outside, staying active, talking to family, and being good to your parents and your families. All right, guys, I miss you, and I will see you next week.